Okay, so outside this guy's house, he has all these signs, and one of the signs in particular says Minnesota is actually a mini soda.
A
And
mini,
then,
like SODA.
yeah,
Okay, that's weird.
I don't get it. Then it says underneath that sign, it says anytime you want milk, juice, soda pop, liquor, coffee, caffeine, sugar, candy, or drinks, just drink syrup from a jug. And by syrup, he means maple syrup. It heals arthritis and gout, and it will not rot your teeth. I am sad they hurt for us for so long. Syrup builds tooth enamel. Maple syrup sugar does not store sugar, fat. It cleans lubricants, pulls toxins out while giving you essential sugars. Nutrients. Maple syrup repairs concussion damage. Maple syrup is the only cure for a failing liver and repairs paralysis, heals opioid gut. It took me 31 years to figure out syrup is the cure. Maple syrup is the only thing that will cure alcohol and caffeine and trimethol withdrawal. Drink it day and night as much as you want or need. Zero bad side effects. Took me 50 quarts of maple syrup at age 31 to feel less hurt. May take 100 quarts at age 32 over 4 to 5 months. So
Okay.
I read that. I'm just like, this dude thinks maple syrup is a healing potion.
None of that is true. Like literally none of it.
Well, I think I've told you one of my dream fantasies is basically just to retire in Vermont and just make maple syrup, right?
Yeah, you mentioned it. I don't know why you would ever want to go to Vermont other than you can just avoid people very well up there. Cause
I know. All right on those.
I know I'm trying to sell you on it.
But this dude honestly thinks maple syrup is a health potion and like it cures disease, a cure disease potion, if you would.
Yeah, like
So
the minute he said it does not cause tooth decay and builds enamel, I'm like, well, this guy's full of shit. You're literally just drinking sugar. That's
yeah.
it. You're just drinking freaking sugar.
So what does a health potion taste like? Right now, for me, it's maple syrup. It's gonna taste like maple syrup forever. A lot of people say peppermint, but I don't like that. Just because it's red. Yeah.
I don't know. I honestly, I would just think Kool-Aid, like
Okay. Well, what
like
kind of Kool-Aid?
fruit punch.
Fruit punch.
Yeah, the red kind. I think it's called fruit punch. It's red, man.
It
Why
tastes
are
like red.
why are healing potions red?
Um,
Where did that start? Was it Diablo?
maybe that's where it got popularized. At least
That's
may
definitely
not.
where it got popularized, but
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure where it started. Like I said, it could have been Diablo. Um, it could have been anywhere, to be honest. But Diablo definitely popularized it.
oh, it's probably Gauntlet.
Uh, I don't know if that was the first. There had to been something before Gauntlet.
Maybe.
Because I do remember the red potions did heal you, or it gave you like more time.
Let's see, Zelda, maybe?
Zelda
Yeah,
had red healing
it's
potions,
called
but
Red Potion, which that's
yeah.
definitely before Diablo.
And then the blue potion was just like 2 red potions.
Yeah, so maybe Zelda.
Maybe Zelda.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was probably the first time I ever heard of it because like I played Final Fantasy, I think, before Zelda, but Zelda came out before
Yeah,
Final
Final Fantasy was
Fantasy.
text based. There was no image of a health potion.
Right, yeah. Oh, I've got a healing potion. Let's consume that, but there's no picture of it. But
I got an elixir. I got to save that for the time when I really need it, or else I'll
yeah,
never have it, and then you never
yes,
use it.
and then yeah, they never get used. I'd end up finishing that game with a complete stack of literally everything.
It depended on the game because sometimes, man, like Final Fantasy 6 was very. They had split the parties a lot, so sometimes like you'd go like a whole chapter of the game and not have a
He's
healer of some kind.
he's talking about Final Fantasy 3, by the way.
Stab you in your sleep. Anyways, so yeah, this guy definitely thinks maple syrup is healing potions, and I have had like straight from the boiler maple syrup. It's delicious. Um, We also used to boil hot dogs in the maple syrup while it was being reduced and have like maple syrup dogs.
Yeah.
I don't know if that changed the flavor of the maple syrup that we were then bottling and handing out to people, but maybe.
Yes, actually, no. I have definitely had syrup with hot dogs. I don't know how this pertains to D&D, but we're going through this anyway.
Well, it was just more what do you think a healing potion tastes like than
Yeah,
anything else.
it tastes like red. That's the simple of it.
Oh, speaking of things that taste like red, for some reason my daughter wanted to have some gummy bears, so I bought her a bag of gummy bears. They're Haribo gummy bears,
Not the
and
sugar free, please. Not the sugar free.
not the sugar-free ones.
Oh, thank
I
God.
know the story. Um, so I'm eating the gummy bears, and she's like, "Here, have this one. It tastes like strawberry." And she hands me a green gummy bear, and I'm like, "The fuck you say?
Should be green apple,
Strawberry?"
probably.
No, that's what I was thinking. So I ate it. It was strawberry. I was like, "Let me see the bag." I look at the bag. For some reason, Haribo had green as strawberry.
What was red?
Uh, cherry.
Cherry. Huh. Couldn't they have just had two colors of red?
I mean, we're I don't know, just not green.
You make like a dark colored red for
And they had pink.
cherry. What was pink?
I don't remember. Like watermelon, I think.
Yeah, that would make sense. It's weird how we just associate all sorts of things with certain
With
colors.
red.
Like pink is associated with watermelon, despite watermelon being red also.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I've had some that was if it's not ripe enough, it might be pink.
Well, I know there's a couple magic tricks that are like that, where the general populace has a certain kind of like categorization in their head. So
Mhm.
like the color orange, carrots, and the fruit orange, and the number 5 are all linked together in the brain somehow.
A number 5?
Yes. So that's where the magic trick, say 5, and then just increase the like to 55, 555, and just keep doing that. And every time I tell you to start over again, start back from 5. That magic trick is because the average person associates the color orange, carrots, and fruit with 5. You can basically write down orange and then have them say 5, 55, repeating, and say name a color or name a vegetable, and they'll name something orange.
Yeah.
Most places, it doesn't work for me because for some reason I remember watching a Chuck Jones cartoon where I associated the number 5 with the color purple.
Huh.
So when I did that, they're like, name a fruit. I was like, eggplant. I could have said grape, but I didn't.
Tomato. I'm
Uh,
that guy.
So it's just weird. So like yeah, healing potions to me all are gonna be cherry flavored. Because they're red. Everything that's red is cherry flavored. And
Yeah, oddly,
until
I,
I'm
wa-
proven wrong.
I want to all say it's strawberry flavored, but truthfully, I probably would say it's cherry flavored also, or fruit punch.
Well, from this point forward, all healing potions are maple syrup flavored, and I guess mana potions, being that they're blue, they're gonna be a diet cola, like
They are
Sam's
also.
diet Sam's cola from Walmart.
Ugh.
Yeah, I
No,
know.
no. For me, a mana potion, as they are blue, would definitely still be Kool-Aid, and it would be the blue kind. I don't know what flavor that is. It's just blue Kool-Aid.
It's blue tropical.
Like it's
That's
like
weird.
I think it's like ocean berry punch or something or other, which tastes nothing like the ocean, obviously, because
Yeah,
that's terrible.
it's crazy.
Yeah, can't drink that. So tonight we're going to talk about the new Unearthed Arcana that came out.
But I haven't read it.
Well, this will be a good time to go through it.
All right.
There's a lot of giant stuff in it.
No, there's not.
No, actually, there is.
I don't believe you.
I think it might be updates to some of the other giant stuff, and we may not go through the entire thing because, well, it's like 11 pages or something. It's a
Yeah,
lot.
please no.
No, we don't have to go through the entirety of it, but there is a new race. There's a new cleric subclass. A couple of backgrounds, a handful of backgrounds, it looks like, and some new feats and spells.
Let's go over the race because I do have comments on that.
Yeah. So the race is titled a glitchling. That's Glitch ling. Created by forces of planar law. Glitchlings are winged human-like creatures made from a merger of magic and machine. I don't remember what they're called, but basically you're like from Mechanus.
Yeah.
And you're just a lawful machine guy.
Yeah, it even says some glitchings like carry back what you learn to lawful planes like Mechanus.
Yeah.
All right.
Uh,
It is a very multiverse specific race, which is weird because the multiverse book just came out.
Yeah, I should mention that this Unearthed Arcana is titled Wonders of the Multiverse. So a lot of the stuff in here pertains to that. Interestingly enough, the glitchling is considered a construct. They're medium sized. The walking speed is 30 feet because everything's walking speed is 30 feet now. Your metal skin is reinforced with armor plates. While you are not wearing armor, your base armor class is 14 plus your dex modifier, which is pretty high.
That's insane. It means like your average AC is gonna be like 16.
Yeah.
Because like everyone has like a +2 to Dex normally, because it's initiative. It's like the God stat in 5th edition.
Yeah, but here's
So
I don't think there's anything in here says you can't wear armor, so you can just wear armor over it to get a higher AC.
you don't need a higher AC. That's scale mail right from the get go.
Yeah, but it's not going to get bigger. It's not going to get higher without magic items.
It doesn't need to get higher.
16 is kind of a garbage AC by the point you're at 8th level.
Throw a shield on, and now it's 18. Get
That's
+3 your dexterity. Now it's 19.
That's still not that high of an AC by mid 10th level or so. Like an 18 or 19 AC for a fighter is low, if that's what you're playing. 18 or 19 for other classes is pretty good, but not all classes. Like a spellcaster can't, a wizard can't use a shield, so they're not ever really going to get above that 16 most of the time, unless you have high dex or magic items. So it is powerful, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. But they get a lot of other stuff. The balance chaos. When you make an attack roll or a saving throw and roll a 9 or lower on the d20, you can balance chaos and treat it as a 10. You can do this a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus and regain all uses on a long rest. That seems too powerful to me.
Well, I mean, a lot of things have that in new 5e, so it's a get out of jail free card in a lot of conditions. It's almost like taking 10 on something too.
Yeah, I wouldn't care so much if it's on an attack roll, but on a saving throw or attack roll, like saving throws, man, you need to be able to fail those. And rolling a 10, that's not a guarantee, obviously, but that makes it a lot easier.
I don't mind it as an ability for a player race to have. It is very powerful. It doesn't need to be equal to proficiency. It just needs to be 1 per long rest.
Yeah, 1 per long rest, I wouldn't have any issue with. Then you play a halfling. Well, you can't be a halfling, never mind. But if that was a feat or something like that, or you take the lucky feat, and then you play the halfling with lucky. Yeah. And then you just sort of cheat to win. Living construct. You were created to benefit from several spells that preserve life, but that normally don't affect constructs. Cure wounds, healing word, mass cure wounds, mass healing word, and spare the dying. So basically, you can be healed by normal means for the most part. Ordered mind. You have advantage on wisdom, insight checks, and on saving throws made to avoid or end the charmed condition on yourself. Yeah, whatever. I don't see too much issue with that. And the one that we'll see how people take this. People bitch a lot about flight. So you have vestigial wings that allow limited flight. When you move, you can engage your wings to gain a flying speed equal to your walking speed until the end of your current turn. If you are still aloft at the end of the turn with nothing else supporting you, you fall, blah, blah, blah. You can use that trait a number of times equal to proficiency and long rest to get it back.
I
I
mean, it's no. I mean, comparing it to the Aarakocra and
Yeah,
the Alan, who can't wear armor, but this guy doesn't need to wear armor anyways. You can just give them flight at that point in time, and they're just going to be equivalent to those.
yeah,
My
yeah.
issue is not with the wings. The wings are irrelevant to me. I know. We have a lot of friends that hate flyers, like have it happen at like 5th level or whatnot when everybody else gets flying. But I don't know. There are plenty of range attacks in the early part of the game where flying doesn't really matter to me much at all.
Yeah, the
Um,
this one version of it, I don't see too much issue with, and I've seen they've done this one with a couple of other races or abilities and stuff, where you just get it until end of turn, because that
yeah,
doesn't matter that much. The Aarakocra is has always been sort of the problem. I'm level 1, and I'm just out of range of everything with my
yeah.
longbow hitting you from 300 feet away.
Well, at disadvantage.
Yeah, still.
Um, Overall, like all this put together is really powerful
Yes.
and a little too much. Like I get what they're trying to do with it, but why the super high natural armor? Why then also the balanced chaos? Then also why do they have living construct and like Warforged don't? Mostly because they didn't have living construct as I thought when they made Warforged.
A Warforged, if I'm right, they can just be healed by normal means anyway.
Right, because they didn't want to make him a construct because they couldn't be healed this way. Now that
Oh,
they have living construct as like a thing, they should have gone back and updated Warforged, but they didn't
I'm,
because Warforged really isn't their WotC's race; it's the Eberron settings race,
yeah.
so they didn't care.
I don't. Yeah,
Um,
but here's the thing. Like, what is the benefit or negative of being a construct? Because as a race, you're
Whole person
just
doesn't work on you.
okay. So I know there's going to be a couple like minor things. Hold person, but hold monster would still work.
Yeah,
Because
but
you're
also
not
it was the
getting any
healing.
other
It
benefits.
was also the healing thing, and then people are like, "Well, can I use mending on him?"
Right.
No, no, you
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah. See, when the Warforged came around in third edition, they actually added a whole lot of spells that were specifically designed to just heal the Warforged.
Yeah, I like living construct. It just makes it easy.
Yeah.
It's you're a construct. That's your benefit. You're still healed by spells because you're living.
Yep.
Um, but I don't know. Like even if you push the construct stuff away, the high AC, the not failing saving throws, the advantage on ending charm effects, and then being able to fly. It's just like,
Yeah. It's overwhelming. It's
why
too
would you
much.
not pick this race for everything and just not and role play it wrong? Min maxers are going to have a field day with this race and just
Yes.
go crazy with it.
Yeah. For players who are not looking for good characters, they're just looking for powerful characters. The Glitchling would be really high up that list of ones to pick from.
Like this needs like severe negatives to uh like balance it out. Like what happens if I hit the glitching with heat metal?
Yeah. Yeah. I
I
mean,
mean, nothing that says that they are made of metal, but that's kind of the impression that I get. You know,
it's human-like creatures made from a merger of magic and machine. Yeah, but at the same
maybe
time, it doesn't.
maybe they're all like Bender in that one episode where he basically cast off his metal body and replaced it with a wooden one.
Uh, could be. I know that Warforged were made of metal and wood. But the thing is, there's nothing that says what they're made of, so they don't. It like rules is written, you have to go with what's there, and there's nothing to give them any sort of drawbacks currently.
Their machine heat metal works on them forever.
Yeah. I mean, I would say in their under their traits, there's nothing like that. So
Oh well, it does say your metal skin, dude. Your metal skin.
where does it say that?
Metals under armor plating.
Oh, that okay. No, that's a fair point. So yeah, there you go.
So what happens if you heat metal a glitchling?
I would imagine they take damage from it. So anyway, so this next one in the Unearthed Arcana is a cleric subclass, and let me tell you about this. I had really been looking for a new character to play. I know
Mm,
there's going to be a new campaign coming up here pretty soon that I'm going to get to play in, and I didn't know what I was going to play. And I've been, like hemorrhaging ideas. What do I really want to do? And then I came across this, the Fate domain cleric, and immediately, without even reading any of it, I'm like, man, that could be fun. Just a character who only believes that our fate is determined ahead of time, and that they just follow a deity who has already planned out everything from beginning to end, that we can't really change it. It just sounded like a fun role play character for me. So
yeah.
I'm out at an estate sale like 2 days after I came across the Fate domain, and I find a deck of playing cards in a box and it literally says fortune telling playing cards. And it's a deck of 52 cards. This thing was printed in the 60s, and every one of them is numbered like 1 to 52, and they have a little blurb on there like the bear is a sign of successful speculations. The cat indicates flattery. If near number 6 foretells personal injury, near 29 and 30 it denotes strife. So apparently I had to buy this, and I am obviously fated to play this character.
Okay. So you're gonna play a Fate domain cleric. All right.
Yeah, assuming that I've already talked to the DM about it, but I have to actually let him look it over. But assuming he gives approval on it, then yes. Even if not, I would probably still play like a divination wizard who's into that stuff. I'm still going to play that character. It just might not be this subclass. Let's see. So, gods of fate perceive the future and how the choices mortals make drive them towards their destinies. Some deities consider the future preordained, while other. Oh, I'm not reading all that. I skipped too far ahead. My bad.
Yeah.
Let's see. Domain spells. First level, you get Dissonant Whispers and Heroism. Third, you get See Invisibility and a Warding Bond. Fifth, Beacon of Hope, Clairvoyance. Seventh, Death Ward, Divination. Ninth, Commune and Geas. So it's going to be a lot of divining spells.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense. You're trying to see the future. So you get Omens and Portents, first level Fate domain feature. You can perceive signs of the future in everyday objects and events, such as flights of birds or ripples made in water by a thrown stone. You can cast the augury spell without expending a spell slot. When you cast the spell in this way, it has no verbal, somatic, or material components. Once you cast it, it takes a long rest to get it back. In addition, until you finish a long rest, when you cast a divination spell that includes a chance the DM gives you no answer or a random reading, such as augury, commune, or divination, reduce that chance by 25%.
Okay.
Yeah. So you would cast augury and then you would cast whatever other divination stuff you're looking at.
All right. So basically, you get to cast a second level augury spell for free, and the DM chooses the omens. So wheel woe, wheel and woe, or nothing. So how does it reduce that by 25%?
I am unsure.
Like, okay, if you cast the spell 2 or more times before completing your long rest, there's a cumulative 25% chance for each casting after the first if you get a random reading. DM makes his roll in secret. So I guess basically it gives you a free second casting of the spell. Then.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. It wouldn't be free. You'd still have to pull the spell, but you get to cast augury twice without any issues.
Yeah, and augury doesn't like tell you anything. You just get wheel woe both
Yeah,
or
yeah.
nothing.
Good
Yeah,
or bad. Yeah, that's
yeah,
that's pretty much it. And that's how a lot of
Mhm.
divination is. Most of like a lot of the divinations just yes or no.
Yeah.
All right. So also first level domain fate domain teacher is the ties that bind. You can temporarily tie your fate to others. As an action, you can touch one object or creature and magically tie a strand of fate from yourself to it for 1 hour or until you use this feature again. An unwilling creature must succeed on a wisdom saving throw against your spell save DC to resist this effect. While it is bound to you and on the same plane of existence as you, you can sense the direction of the target's location and you know the direction of its movement if it is in motion. In addition, once per turn, when you cast a spell using a spell slot to deal damage or restore hit points to the target, roll a d6 and they receive extra damage or healing equal to the number rolled.
Huh.
So, yeah, very, very minor thing.
We do this all the time. It's called fate of the party.
Yeah. You can use that feature number of times equal to your proficiency, long rest, etc. Then there's second level Fate Domain feature. Channel Divinity is Strands of Fate. You can use your Channel Divinity to see and manipulate the strands of fate that weave around other individuals. As a bonus action, you can enter this state for up to 1 minute or until you lose your concentration. For the duration, whenever another creature you can see makes an attack roll or an ability check, you can use a reaction to give the roll advantage or disadvantage. That one's
Wait.
that's pretty good.
So for a whole minute, you just give your
You
party advantage and give the monsters disadvantage.
you burn your reaction to do it, but yes, once per turn, basically, for up to a minute.
Okay.
It also uses your channel divinity, which you have a pretty limited amount of.
Yeah, but
It's good.
that's
It
really
is
good.
good. It is good. I don't feel it's broken, but I do feel it's good. Now, if you use that and you're a glitchling, that might be a little over the top.
No, you use that, and you also took levels in chronomancy sorcery.
Oh no, not the chronomancer. Not that again.
Well, isn't that a legitimate one?
Oh, I thought you were talking about the one that we reviewed. That
No. The Clockwork Soul for sorcerer
oh
has
no, okay.
restore balance. When a creature you can see within 60 feet of you is about to roll a d20 with advantage or disadvantage, you can use a reaction to prevent the roll from being affected by advantage or disadvantage. Okay. So same thing, a little different.
Yeah, plays in the same realm though.
Yeah. But that's only a level 1 Clockwork Soul feature.
Oh wow, yeah. So you could take level. You get that at first
You don't
level.
get advantage. Yeah,
Yeah.
first
Yeah.
level.
Wow. And then you take the lucky feat. You just manipulate everything.
Your dice rolls are mine.
Your dice belong to me now.
Yeah, that's a subclass. The over pushy player starts rolling your dice for you.
Yep.
All right.
So the sixth level feature. As a bonus action, you can choose one creature you can see within 30 feet of yourself. Your magic grants you a brief vision of the target's defenses. Until the end of your next turn, you gain one of the following effects of your choice. The next time you make an attack roll against the target, roll a d6, add the number rolled to the total, or the next time the target must make a saving throw against a spell you cast, the target must roll a d6 and subtract the number. You can use it a number of times equal to proficiency. There's already classes that do that exact thing.
Kinda.
Pretty much. A
Yeah.
D, not maybe not with a D6. I think there's because Muffin, Jacob, his sorcerer does that with a D4. He plays the wild magic sorcerer.
Yeah, and like you got like Mind Spike, which takes away a D4 from the saving throw.
So you hit them with this, and then you hit them
Yeah.
with that, and then they have to roll a minus D6 to save against the mind spike. So they roll a minus D4 against the next roll.
Yeah. Is Mind Spike a cleric spell?
No, it's not. It's
Mind
a
Spike.
I'm pretty sure it's a wizard sorcerer spell.
Sorcerer, Warlock, Wizard. Just another reason to take one level
Yeah.
sorcerer.
Yep.
Get that
Yep.
clockwork. spell.
Yeah. So you can do that stupid combination where you use two things to make them roll a D4 off of their total. So eighth level, you get another feature. You can add your wisdom modifier to the damage you deal with any cleric cantrip. Yep, seems good. Warlocks already can do stuff like that, so that's nothing new. And the last one you get at 17th level, your knowledge of the future allows you to guide an individual to achieve their greatest possible success. You can cast the Foresight spell once without expending a spell slot. When you cast the spell in this way, the spell's duration is 1 minute for that casting. Once you cast the spell in this way, you can't do so again until you finish a long rest.
Can I
Uh,
can I can I ask a request of you?
what?
When you play this cleric, can you name him Bruno,
No, I will not name him Bruno, but why?
please?
Why would you want me to do that?
Because that's the name of the guy who could see into the future in Encanto.
Oh, okay. I never saw the movie. I
Well,
know
yeah,
you
because you
talk.
don't
I know
have a
you,
6-year-old.
that is correct. I know you talked about him a lot, or you sang that song a lot.
I do sing the song a lot. We all sing the song a lot. That's all we sing nowadays. That and Let It Go.
Oh wow, they're still on the Let It Go thing. That was like a
Oh, you have
decade ago.
no idea, man. No idea.
Well, I'm glad I don't have a small child.
You know what she was singing today in the car on the way home? Aside
Nope.
from all the Beatles songs that she knows, she was singing the "Oh No" thing because that TikTok has like when you go through videos, it goes like the "Oh no, oh no." It was
Don't,
remixed recently. It's also an Aerosmith song, and they remix it off of somebody else. Um,
I'm not familiar with this, so
well,
good.
it's very popular right now in the TikTok crowd, and my daughter just started saying "Oh no, and oh no" over and over again for like an hour and a half.
Yeah, I get you.
And you don't want to
I,
like crush her soul, but at the same time, you're like, please stop
please stop.
saying "Oh
Anything
no."
else? That's when. Yeah, that's when you just turn up the music and drown them out. Uh, but yeah, basically, it just lets you cast a wizard spell, a ninth
I,
level wizard spell, mind you.
I mean, it's okay. I mean, nothing's too crazy about it.
I mean,
Um,
foresight is truthfully probably the best spell in the game. It's
well, I mean,
really
a
good,
lot.
but foresight normally lasts 8 hours, and this is 1 minute.
Well, I mean, a lot of it depends on the DM being able to actually be able to use that stuff. Like if someone just pulls this out on me, I'm gonna have nothing for them to work from. I have to know that this is the character and plan around the character having
Oh yeah,
all
yeah.
these premonition type abilities and wanting to play into that a lot
Yeah, well,
because
it's less about their abilities because that will have no effect on the DM, but it's the character idea is I'm going to be doing clairvoyance and communing and divining, and you have to. It helps being prepared or being really good at just pulling stuff out of your ass as a DM with that kind of stuff.
yeah. But I wouldn't want to do that. I mean, I would really want to have actual good answers for for these abilities, and so they can actually plan around those things, like the foresight.
Yeah, and that's why I talked to the DM Mike about it. That way he knows this is what I'm looking to do. And yeah, fortunately they have sort of with fifth edition controlled it where a lot of the answers are just yes or no.
Yeah,
So not you get to ask a million questions and hang out with your god drinking tea and eating biscuits. So
but that's all I want to do with my god.
yeah. All right, let's move on. So the next thing is backgrounds, and there are a handful of them. They have
Yep.
the Gate Warden, the Giant Foundling, the Planner Philosopher, and the Rune Carver.
Yeah, it looks like they took a lot of the stuff from the giant stuff and kind of just made it more background specific things. And with each of these backgrounds, you get a free feat, right?
I believe that's the case now. That's definitely the direction they've been leaning in.
Yeah. Yeah, so like for the giant foundling, you get the strike of the giant's feet. So like it's very all the backgrounds of this one are kind of like, okay, giant foundling, you get intimidation, survival, 2 languages, your backpack and equipment. Here's a D6 tables for your origin and other personality traits, yada yada, all the cool flavor stuff.
Yeah,
But then you get a free feat, so that the free feat is, where is it?
yeah, we'll have to find it
Uh,
in this thing somewhere.
Super ass long. Strike of the Giants. You've absorbed primeval magic that gives you an echo of the might of the giants. Choose one of the kinds of giants listed below. As a bonus action, you can call upon the power of your giant magic to imbue your attacks with additional power. The next time you hit a target with a melee or thrown weapon attack within the next minute, the attack has additional effect depending on the origin of the giant magic. And there's a hailstone, frost, fire, cloud, storm, all doing cool extra damage and stuff. So
Okay.
I like that. And then on top of that, it looks like those um, feats go into other feats as well too. So like that strike turns into to vigor of the hill giants.
Okay, yeah. So they're prerequisite feats, which
Yeah, which
yeah,
is really cool. And so I'm saying all that and kind of being fast about it because what I'd like is because these backgrounds have bonus feats. It even has something here that says if the DM allows any of the backgrounds in this section, all characters in the campaign get access to a bonus feat. If you select one of these backgrounds, you gain the feat specified in the background. If the feat, sorry, if the background you choose doesn't provide a feat, you gain a bonus feat of your choice from the following list. And it has Scion of Elemental Air, Earth, Fire, Water, Skilled, and Tough.
I am a big fan of skilled. I like that one.
Yeah. So this got me thinking is like, honestly, they kind of need to go back to all the backgrounds
Oh
and
yeah,
attach extra feats to these. And I think from this point forward, I think all DMs should give bonus feats to all of the backgrounds that are there. Now, skilled and tough are really good feats, but like there are a couple others that you could get too, like actor. Oh, not actor. Well, yes, actor. It gives you an extra charisma point, but the whole idea behind that, where you get the advantage on charisma, deception, performance checks, and you can mimic people's speech. Those flavorful feats that exist that you wouldn't pick because they're not that good. Like Charger, for instance. Like Charger, whenever you use your action to take a dash, you get to use a bonus action and make a weapon attack at the end of it, and you get some bonuses. Like honestly, that should just be default for everybody. But to like give, like say, hey, you could have Charger no matter what your background is. Like if you pick Gladiator, you can get Charger as a free background. It would just make sense, you know?
Yeah.
You give people this nice little extra bonus for actually having a background. Because I like to bring backgrounds in as much as I can.
Yeah, but
And there are, like I said,
backgrounds have always in fifth edition just sort of been a secondary thing. It's
yeah,
here's your skills, these are your languages, here's your equipment. And maybe if you're lucky, you get a little something out of it. But now they're actually making it where you get good stuff out of it.
yeah. Like
I,
Skulker, like having like the Goblin Urchin or like the Spy and getting Skulker as a free feat
mhm.
would be awesome, you know?
Yeah,
Skilled is very powerful, but it works. It's a nice,
and
good default one.
I'm fairly sure that because they've been testing the waters with this for the past few unearthed arcanas, and I'm fairly sure that they're just sort of preparing to do a rework of all of that with 5.5 or sixth edition, whatever's next.
I'm now calling it 5.25.
5.25. Okay, but yeah, this will be. It's still a couple of years down the road. I bet we haven't heard anything about it, but we could see they're testing this out. You're giving away feats and backgrounds now on these UA things. I don't think they've released anything like that in not officially yet,
Yeah,
but they're pointing in that direction.
yeah. I honestly think that we should just kind of move forward with all that stuff. I mean, even like the Star Wars game and a couple other 5e games have been basically giving people free fighting initiate
Mhm.
feats as well to kind of like boost the martial abilities. Not like they really needed it or anything, but
Yeah, but it's the free feat at the beginning as well as prerequisite feats to get certain other feats, which I've always liked, and I don't necessarily feel it's necessary, but I just like it. It feels like you're truly building a character. Oh, maybe I have to take this feat that's only subpar, but at the end of it, I can get this really awesome feat because of it. Or this, take things that fit your character along the way.
yeah. Now there was one feat I did want you to bring up because I heard a little bit of this conversation you had with Panda
Hmm.
before we started our stream on Thursday, and that's Cartomancer.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, because I have not fully read through this one, but I do want to talk about it specifically because one of my players mentioned he wanted to play a Gambit style character. And he mentioned it this week when we are at game, and I'm like, really? Because they just came out with something that lets you play Gambit. All right, so Cartomancer, Cartoma Mancer, whatever. Prerequisite: you have to be 4th level. You must be a sorcerer, warlock, or wizard. So, see, there's the prerequisites. You have learned to channel your magic through a deck of playing cards, granting you these benefits. Card focus. Well, there's three options. There's card focus, card tricks, and hidden ace. Card focus: you can use a deck of cards as your spellcasting focus. When you use the deck as a focus to cast a spell that deals damage, you roll a d4. You gain a bonus to 1 damage roll of the spell equal to the number rolled. This bonus applies to 1 creature of your choice that you can see damaged by the spell, and you can use it a number of times equal to proficiency. Need a long rest. Card tricks: you learn the prestidigitation cantrip and can use it to create illusions that duplicate the effects of stage magic. When you use prestidigitation in this way, you can conceal the verbal and somatic components of the spell as mundane conversation and card handling. And then hidden ace: when you finish a long rest, you can choose 1 spell you know and imbue it into a card. The chosen spell must have a casting time of 1 action, and its level must be less than or equal to your proficiency bonus. While the card is imbued with the spell, you can use your bonus action to flourish the card and cast the spell within. The card then immediately loses its magic. So that's actually really powerful.
Does it subvert the you can only cast 1 spell per turn rule?
I don't think so. If you did it as your bonus action to cast a fireball, we'll just say that's the spell, then you would have to use your action to cast a cantrip, I think is how that would work.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really break that rule completely. And
Well,
that's
because
it.
you could use fireball as your action, and then a bonus action, you're just flourishing a card. You're using an item.
Yeah,
You're
but
not.
it does say and cast the spell within. So you're still casting the spell. It's just changing the the timing required. It's instead of an action, it's now just a bonus action to do it.
I mean, are there magic items that let you use them on a bonus action?
Not that I know of. I'm
Like
not gonna say.
wand of magic missiles is an action, for
Yeah,
example.
yeah. Like all the magic items in the DMG and these other books, I can't think of any off the top of my head that cheat that rule.
So yeah, you
Oh,
can play Gambit now.
but yeah, you could sort of play a crappy Gambit.
Not a crappy Gambit. I mean, you pretty much can just
Well,
throw cards at people,
okay,
and
let's be honest. Gambit's a rogue. He's not a sorcerer, warlock, or wizard.
he is not a rogue.
He's a rogue. He is
No.
he is absolutely roguish. He has an 18 charisma.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, you're probably right. He's more of a rogue,
He's a
but
rogue.
he's a rogue sorcerer.
Yeah, okay, we can go with that. He's a rogue sorcerer.
Uh,
So
so
yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
All right. So do we want to back up and go
No, I don't want to go through
through
all
any
the
of
feats.
this?
There's too many feats. There's too many. This is like I said. He said it's an 11-page freaking thing that we know over the big stuff.
Yeah.
This is a good UA. I hope they're coming out with a multiverse or like I'm thinking this is more like an elemental planes book, to be honest.
No, this is all. This is almost certainly prep work. At least parts of it, I would imagine, for Spelljammer. This may
No,
come. This no. This may come out in another book,
yeah.
but it's going to tie in to Spelljammer, I would imagine.
Well, there's always been that elemental planes book, and they could easily bring in like Law and Order into that plane book as well.
I mean, they've needed a planner book for a very long time. Every other edition that came out before this, there was a book of a manual of the planes was one of the earlier books released, and we're nearly a decade in at this point. We still don't have one. If you go and read the DM's guide or yeah, I think it's in the DM's guide. There's just like little blurbs about every one of the planes, and unless you play the modules where things take place in hell or wherever you're just making shit up.
Making shit up.
That's why everybody goes back. They pull out their 3rd edition book, or at least I do, for Manual of the Planes if I need planner information.
I got my 4th edition one right here.
Yeah,
The Plane
yeah.
Above, Sacreds of the Astral Sea. I may or may not be very excited for Spelljammer.
Oh, you're definitely very excited for Spelljammer. Of that, I have no doubt.
Hippo ship.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were trying to decide. One of the DMs, he's taking a break here shortly, and the other one of our others is going to pick up, start running a game. We're trying to make a decision as to what campaign to play, so we all just sort of took votes on it. And I'm trying to remember all the options, but Avernus was one of them. Ravenloft was one of them. Storm King's Thunder and Dark Souls, because the DM he actually got he kickstarted the Dark Souls game. And I have access to the PDF for it, but I haven't had a chance to look through it, so I might do that at a later point. But he's explaining a lot of it to me. And it's just as brutal as Dark Souls for all you poor bastards who play those games. Like
I mean,
if
it
you,
sounds like it's gonna be a terrible game to play on tabletop because all you do is just dodging around.
yeah,
I take the
literally,
dodge action. I take the
yeah,
dodge action.
yep.
I take the dodge action. 50
We
turns later, I
everybody has,
attack.
yep. We all have acrobatics. That's it. Just acrobatics and dodging.
Uh,
uh,
I may be the one person that just really wanted Dark Souls to be different and just be a nice, good old dungeon crawling slog, and instead it's this action adventure, dodge everything and attack game. I just annoys
yeah.
me.
I like hack and slash games, but I will never play a game that is hard for the sake of being hard.
No,
You know?
I don't mind that. It's just I don't want my combat to devolve down to just press the dodge button until the moment to strike, and repeat the process for an hour and a half. Like I don't want to learn that.
Yeah,
I ain't got
yeah.
time for that.
But I mean, they did Dark Souls and Demon Souls or whatever it's called, and then there's games like Cuphead, and I'm over those, man. I was over those by the age of 12. You know, I grew up playing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on Nintendo. I played fucking Battletoads and a
You
bunch of
never
other
got
games that you
you
people have
never
never
got
heard
past
of.
the seaweed. You never got past stage 3 in Battletoads.
Battletoads, I never got past the boogie boards where you're having to jump from the boogie boards. I did get past the seaweed in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles though.
Once,
No,
by luck,
multiple times, but yes, that was very difficult.
you killed Michelangelo in the process.
Yeah, that's probably true. So I don't
Just
need
saved
that in my life.
Donatello.
I don't need that in my life. I'm old. I'm cranky. I don't need games that are going to piss me off.
I will say this, and without any bragging, I did actually legitimately beat Battletoads.
Yeah, nobody believes you though.
I used the warps. I knew where the warps were, and I took all the warps and basically played the last stage 1,000 times, and finally got all the way up to the top. And I got killed by the queen a couple times and had to play the game over again. I had nothing to do. It was in the middle of upstate New York with nothing around me.
Yeah,
Um, and
I get that. I grew up in Alabama.
so I did beat Battletoads, the original one. Um, I couldn't play through all the stages, but like I said, I had to take the warps. Um, and I also remember getting Chippendale Rescue Rangers, and I got that Christmas Day, and I beat it Christmas Day.
Oh no.
Fortunately, that game wasn't as hard as it could have been, but it's still fun as heck to play.
Yep. Yeah, I got Final Fantasy for my birthday the year it came out, and I played that game because it was summer break. So I just played it the entire summer, like 8 hours a day, every day. Yep. And after I beat it, I went through and played it a few more times. Because, well, that's what you did back then, because you had access to 4 games and not a Steam library. I look at my Steam library of like 300 games, of which I've played through 2 of them.
So I took a long trip this weekend out to GalaxyCon. There wasn't a lot of like crazy D&D stuff happening there. It was
Mhm.
more just an anime nerd convention. There were a couple writing panels I wanted to attend, but they moved them all to Thursday. Who attends a con on a Thursday?
Yeah.
Um, But so I got a chance to look through Dungeon Master resources and a bunch of other people, like making comments and whatnot. And I had a list of like things I wanted to talk to you about, and I lost them all. But I just right now found one of them.
All right.
Somebody posted. It says, "Okay, Hive Mind, let's discuss. When you cast Magic Missile, do you roll a d4 for each missile, or 1d4 for all the missiles? I'm curious how you all play this, as the wording is a little vague."
Is it? Let me look this up.
It's not. Let me read you
I don't.
what
I don't
Magic
think it's
Missile
vague.
says.
I'm pretty sure it's. Go ahead.
It says you create 3 glowing darts of magical force. Each dart hits a creature of your choice that you can see within range. A dart deals 1d4 plus 1 force damage to the target. All darts strike simultaneously, and you direct them to hit one creature, even if you direct them to hit one creature or several. A
Yeah.
dart deals 1d4 plus 1. There are 3 darts, so each one deals 1d4 plus 1.
Yeah.
There's not one. I don't know, man.
I understand why they say it's vague because
It's not vague.
it does not read exactly the way they want it to. What they're expecting it is to say you roll a number of d4s equal to the dart, and it does not actually say that. Now this is not it's not really vague. I mean it's still fairly obvious to us, but that's their viewpoint on it. No, you roll if it's 3 darts, you roll 3 dice. Pretty simple. Ah, I swear.
Yeah.
Eh, you find all kinds.
It just sometimes, man, just read it. It's just reading. It's just basic reading. Just read it.
Yeah. Well, people. Hell, I've read stuff and understood it completely different from how other people did, even though it seemed fairly simple. It happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why we're here. We'll tell you when you're wrong, not
Yeah,
when
you're
we're wrong,
wrong.
just when you're wrong. So
You're wrong.
let me tell you about our adventure this past weekend.
Sure.
All right, so we are playing the pirate campaign. We're all 13th level, so fairly high level. And we had we were exploring an island. We come to find out there's a phoenix on that island. Well, we've been looking for a phoenix feather for quite a while. It's we have like this list of things we can collect that we're going to get paid for. So we're like, okay, let's go down in here. Most of the party just wants to talk to the phoenix, get a feather, get the hell out. My character has this thing. If I defeat something in combat that's awesome, I get a tattoo of it. So for me, feather secondary. I want to go in there, kick the hell out of this thing, get me a new tattoo. Because who wouldn't want to have a pair of phoenix wings tattooed on their back? So
Okay.
anyway, we get down in there. We find the phoenix, and he's stuck inside a globe of force. So it's this like 30 by 30 or 50 by 50 globe of force on a pedestal out over a pit of lava.
Mm-hmm.
And we're on a little 30-foot cliff. I can fly. One other person has a broom of flying. And our druid decides that he wants to go talk to this thing, get the feather, hopefully, and then just get out. Right before he makes that decision, and I guess he hadn't heard what our sorcerer had said about it, the sorcerer said that they have animal level intelligence, that they're animalistic. So he talks the sorcerer into teleporting them inside the globe, just the two of them. The other 3 of the party are, 150 feet away on on the cliff. So they teleport in there. He shapeshifts into a fire elemental trying to talk to it. He shapeshifts into some other animal trying to talk to it. And the whole time he's shapeshifting, spending these wild shape points, it's just pecking the hell out of the sorcerer. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
attacking the sorcerer the whole time. Comes to find out, it's animalistic, but it's an elemental, so technically it doesn't actually have a language. You can't actually talk to these things.
Okay.
So after 2 rounds of them just getting the shit kicked out of him, he's completely out of wild shapes. and he refuses to be teleported out. So the sorcerer teleports himself out, and now the druid is stuck inside this globe of force.
Okay.
And now it starts kicking the shit out of him. So at that point, all sorts of shenanigans ensue. We figured out how to drop the globe of force. This thing gets out, and if you have not looked at the stats of a phoenix, it's pretty rough. They have flyby, and they fly really fast. So now this,
Uh,
yeah, the sorcerer's at like 20 hit points. He's way the hell away from this thing. Wants nothing to do with it. And now this thing just starts flying around between all the different targets and beating the shit out of all of us because it's not stuck in the globe anymore.
hmm.
Yeah, so it happens to fly back over to the druid, and by sheer fucking luck, one of the people manages to put the globe back up around it while I was in there with it. I'm the barbarian, so I'm the big tanky asshole. So then me and the druid proceed to start kicking the shit out of this thing while everybody else is outside of it. It was just a complete and utter clusterfuck that shouldn't have happened. And I know you see this all the time with your players. You've told me tons and tons of stories where they do things that just shouldn't happen. And a lot of times your parties wipe. So it was just a funny situation. Took us way longer to kill this thing than it should have.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking at stats right now. I mean, even if you get to kill it, it does come back after a good amount of time.
Yeah. We killed it. I get my tattoo. It dropped a feather when we killed it, and we just left the fucking egg where it was at. Leave it alone. It-
Um,
it's
so
just the best laid plans or best played best laid not plans simply go awry from people
so
not listening.
the best part about this, not only does it have flyby, okay,
Yeah.
but it has fire form, okay.
Yep.
So the Phoenix can move through a space as narrow as 1 inch wide without squeezing.
That. Yeah. I mean, it's effectively just a fire.
So,
Yeah.
so in all honesty, this thing can just fly like into your mouth and just like into your nasal cavity and just out your nose. It just if it really wanted to.
Yeah, and every time it hits you, it sets you on fire, so you just start taking damage every
Yeah,
round.
anytime you touch it or it touches you, you take
Yep.
a D10 fire. Yeah.
Yeah. And unfortunately, I was playing a tiefling, so I'm already fire resistant and a barbarian, so I have
Oh,
fuck
of
tons
course
of
you're
hit
playing a
points.
tiefling. Everyone's playing a tiefling nowadays.
No, tiefling barbarians are still not common.
It's immune to being grappled.
Glad I wasn't playing a grappling barbarian. I
And how is it a siege monster? That's weird.
don't know. Oh yeah, it's also immune to being knocked prone, which came into play during that combat. Somebody was trying to knock it prone, and well,
Oh,
you can't.
someone's trying to be tricksy, huh?
Yep. Yeah, and my favorite, it's immune to stun. So fuck you, monks.
And this is in the Monsters Manual. No, it's in Mordenkainen's. Huh.
It's Mordenkainen's CR16 monster.
I'm surprised it's not in the base form. Oh, speaking of the monster book and stuff like that, WizKids is coming out with a new product, which I'm surprised they haven't come out with earlier. It comes out in August. It's D&D book tabs. Okay,
Wow.
so book tabs for each of the three core books: the Player's Handbook, the Monster Manual, and the Dungeon Master's Guide. And basically, um, it you stick them to all the major sections and all the major chapters. Like I
Yep.
was going to do that with my books because I was like, oh, I'm gonna do this all the time and be a really good DM. I
You're
put
never gonna
one
damage
tab
them.
in. I put one tab in for the loot generation section, and that was it.
Yep.
But
Yeah. Okay. So
yeah,
here's the thing. One, we're protective of our stuff. I'm never going to put tabs in my books because I try to keep them in really good condition. Two, uh, tabs have been a thing for a very long time, and you didn't need WizKids to come out with these.
Yeah, but they're already labeled with like what they are. They look cool.
Yeah, I know somebody is going to go all out and do this to all of their books. Go for it.
I'm gonna,
I will never do that.
I'm gonna do it. You can't stop
Plus,
me.
I don't need tabs for the most part. I know where everything's at in the book. I've flipped through it a million times.
Yeah, yeah. Ruin my fun. I want tabs. Give me tabs.
Yeah, give me some D&D bookmarks. I like good bookmarks.
Can always get a Grumpy Dungeon Master bookmark.
I have one. I use it. I have several. I use multiples.
Oh, I got new dice in today.
Uh-oh. More dice to go with your other dice?
Yeah, so I now I have the
How many
Grumpy
how
Dungeon
many
Master
minute Oh, okay.
miniature dice.
We got our dice. Okay.
Yeah.
How many
Well,
mini
when I
how
was at
many
the
miniatures?
convention, I bought more dice as well too.
Okay, yeah, there it is. How many minis did you buy at the con?
Well, technically four, but two.
All right, what'd you get?
I bought a um, keg, like a barrel mimic, and a door mimic, and each one of those came with the barrel slash door that's not a mimic.
Oh, okay. So you got a door and a barrel, and you also got a mimic and a mimic.
Yeah. So
That's
like if I
pretty
had a
awesome.
lot of 3D terrain, I could actually like put this door here, and then like you kick it, it's actually a mimic, and swap them out the minis.
Rah, mimic.
I mean that's what I really, I mean that's what I want for like my Dragon Horde pile.
Yeah.
Here's the Dragon Horde pile, and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna touch it, and like, nope, it's a mimic.
Yep.
That was really cool. They had a Terrask there as well too, but it was
Ooh.
like it was just it was smaller than most of the dragons that I have. Like it was still a gargantuan sized creature, but like it just wasn't Terrask size.
Yeah. Did
Yeah.
they have the old 1980s Tiamat figure anywhere?
No, they did not.
Damn.
They did not have any D&D pops. They didn't have any Overwatch pops other than Tracer. For some reason, I went around and asked every single vendor if they had Overwatch pops. One had one Reinhardt and a Tracer, and the rest of them had like Tracers. No one had anything else.
What are you looking
Uh,
for? I can get them for you here.
and no, it's just kind of. I was hoping to get a Roadhog pop while I was out
Oh,
there to go
right,
with the
yeah,
current one.
well, you could have got it signed while you're there
Yeah,
too.
yeah. Um, or Soldier Pop. I could have got that one signed too, but all they had was Tracer. Um, and I wanted to find some cool D&D ones. I did find one D&D one. It was just a War Duke.
Oh, I
But
mean, that's a
that
good
was
one.
about it. But they didn't have any Tiamats or gelatinous cubes.
Yeah.
A lot of people with plushy D&D figures, like a plushy gelatinous cube. My wife wanted it, and she also wanted a Calcifer as well too. And I told her you have to pick one, so she picked the Calcifer.
Yeah.
Um,
Who is Calcifer again?
Calcifer is the demon
Name's familiar.
soul of the fallen star that um, the wizard ate in Howl the wizard ate in
Oh yeah,
Howl's
yeah,
Moving
yeah. I'm
Castle.
looking at the picture of him. I remember him now. Howl's
Yeah,
Moving Castle is awesome. So,
yeah. My wife on her car has a sticker that says "Powered by Calcifer" on it.
that's
Um,
pretty awesome.
so she chose Calcifer and not the gelatinous cube. And she bought a hollow metal dice are now a thing, and they're the coolest rage right now for dice goblins. So
Okay.
she got a set of like silver on silver, very pretty shiny looking um, dice that are metal but
Hollow.
hollow. Yeah, my daughter got some D20s that she wanted. I don't know.
Starting early.
Well, it was funny that she picked up a set of dice and goes, "Ooh, these look pretty." It's like you have that exact set at home. Like you don't need to. Um, and like I said, it wasn't a D. It just wasn't a D. That D&D convention. That's next weekend at Gen Con.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I just got another message on my Kickstarter about the Sky Raiders of Abraxas, and
yeah,
like they're going to be at Gen Con, they're going to be at Dragon Con, and I think it's Emerald City Comic Con here shortly. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be at any of those. So,
no,
uh,
but I
I
did.
really,
I did. I did hand out our Grumpy Dungeon Master stuff and to a couple people, and talked with one guy who's been developing games for a while, and he gave me a copy of his game, which is kind of like Angry Kittens, but it's like with dragons.
Oh, okay.
And he told me a
Do you
story
mean do you
about
mean
that.
do you mean exploding kittens?
Yes, exploding kittens, but like with
Okay,
dragons.
with dragons.
And he released that back in like 1980. So it's not like he stole their idea. Like he
Oh wow.
a long time ago. It's like it was very similar in concept.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a good time. Overall, I stayed within budget, which is great. I didn't buy the Terrask. It's kind of sad,
I
but
see. That's
I
one
bought
reason I don't go to cons. I don't stay within budget, and I don't buy anything. Cons are just expensive because you have to get room and board, and if it's a con weekend, that's expensive. And then food's always expensive because you're always downtown or eating at the convention center and stuff. Uh, Plus liquor's
Yep.
expensive.
Yeah, there was one dude that was just drunk off his ass. Like, where do I find the liquid station? Where
Oh,
do I find the liquid station? It's like, dude, you need to stop.
yeah, that's literally Dragon Con.
Yeah.
I don't think most cons are as bad as it is, but Dragon Con's all about getting liquored up. It's a
No,
party
but
con.
overall, this con was nice. It wasn't too crowded. There was a lot of people there, but we were there for a little bit, and it was fun. I
Cool.
definitely would love to go to Gen Con. Maybe next year.
Yeah,
Trying to plan on that.
I will aim for next year. We'll
Yeah.
plan it. We'll do it.
And there's a couple cons coming up here in Charleston that I'll be attending just as a person being there. And yeah, we'll see how it all goes.
All right, sounds good. I think we've done enough tonight.
Have
Hope
we?
everybody. Yeah, we've talked about enough of this stuff. We didn't go over the entirety of the UA, and that's perfectly okay because people can just go read it themselves. I don't
Yeah,
need to read it
I
for you.
did read Radiant Citadel, so I got some stuff about that we'll talk about next time.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, all right, we're out. Bye, Cr'aig.
I hope you didn't die on us, Cr'aig.
I hope not either.